Welcome to Yellowstone National Park, the first and most famous national park in America. In this video, we're spending 3 days exploring all kinds of geysers, waterfalls, wildlife, and then driving through this wide open western landscapes. Whether you're taking a road trip or camping in your RV or going for the first time, we'll show you the must-see stops and some hidden gems along the way. And hopefully you'll see us having a little bit of fun.
So Yellowstone was a big undertaking. It's a huge park. Like, I can't even remember the size of the acres right now.
Over 2 million.
Over 2 million. So I tried to make as much sense of it as possible so that we could cover as much ground as possible. So in my mind, I had to visualize upper loop and lower loop. And we had 3 days to try to see as much as we could. So I divided it into the southeastern portion and then the southwestern portion. And then the third day we were attempting to cover the whole northern loop. So day one, we started from our hotel in West Yellowstone and made our way into the park, passing by the Madison River, and that's where we saw tons of elk. They were kind of far off the road, but tons of elk grazing. Lots of people want to stop along the side of the road.
Yeah.
There was like a traffic guard or guide out there like waving people through, but it was just gorgeous to take in all that really different scenery than what we had seen in Grand Teton.
Yeah, Grand Teton is like all mountains, and then here is just open prairies, and then
mountain ranges, and then rivers,
and all kinds of animals, and
yeah,
it was a lot, and it's a lot of driving.
It is a lot of driving, and let's drive that point home because
people told us that. They said it's a lot of traffic, and you're going to be in the car a lot, and we're like, okay, but. Yeah, it was a lot, and you can see in the video.
You'll see clips of that. But like we've said before, everything's really pretty to look out and just enjoy the drive. So as we're passing the Madison River, we're trying to make our way down towards Old Faithful. That's going to be our ultimate sort of area for the day. We take a right after we pass the Madison area, and there's like this detour area called Firehole Falls. So don't miss this because it's a real hidden gem just off the side of the road. It's like a one-way street, not very far at all, but it's gorgeous back there. But we're making our way to Old Faithful and finally get there. It's a ton of people there. Parking was not crazy. We found a spot pretty easy. We made our way into the general store and looked around a little bit. But really, we were trying to hightail it over to the inn to try to see what the next time of Old Faithful would be.
They've got a big board
there
that has like the next time.
Yeah.
So you can kind of plan a little bit when you see that. Luckily, it wasn't too far.
No, I think we probably had maybe 45 minutes to an hour. So we just like grabbed some lunch at the cafe inside of Old Faithful Inn and took it out to some of the benches outside.
Yeah. That was really neat. I mean, there's tons of places around there in Yellowstone. I mean, it's like a city within a city, and we didn't have any trouble finding food or places to sit. And even though it was June, so I mean, I don't know if I would say it was peak tourist season, but pretty close. Yeah,
the inn itself is gorgeous though. It's like so old. I think it was built in like, let me see, I have it on my notes, like 1904. Oh, and a fun fact, it's the largest log structure in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, I got some pretty pictures of the inside of it. I would have liked to have spent a lot more time just wandering through there. Because
if it was just you and me, we probably would have done that.
Yeah.
But the kids were, they don't appreciate architecture.
Well, maybe not, but it was really neat, just history in itself. So we went out to Old Faithful and waited for it to go off, and it was like clockwork.
I mean, like almost to the minute that they had on their billboard. I think it was
like 4:08.
40 something, yeah.
I think it was 4:08.
It was crazy.
And I looked at my clock. It was exactly 4:08.
Yeah.
And it went off. That's crazy to think that it can be so predictable like that. It goes, every 90 minutes or so. And shoots water how high?
Yeah, I mean, almost 200 feet. I think
Yeah.
it advertises around 185, but
Okay.
it is impressive, I will have to say. And you see it, you know, in videos, but
Yeah, and my sister and brother-in-law, they had been there the day before, and they weren't impressed by it. They didn't think it went that high.
yeah.
So maybe it just really showed out for us. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, they were like, eh, and I was like, really? Because I thought it was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
So definitely go to Old Faithful when you
Yeah.
go to Yellowstone.
So that's in itself enough to stop for, but just the extensive boardwalk system that they have built there, that you can wander around the whole grounds seeing tons of other geysers and springs, is just amazing. It's like, it could be a whole national park in itself, just this one area, I think.
Yeah.
And it's so concentrated with these things. But we have tons of footage of all the different, some of them just look like hot tubs, you know, with just
I know
crystal
some of them
clear
are like,
water.
and if you've ever seen the movie Ice Age,
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking about Sid the Sloth and him chilling in one of these springs, you know, with his girl. That's what kept coming to all the boys' minds. was
But
Ice
don't
Age.
get in those because they're pretty deadly.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's literal
you know.
boiling water.
Yeah, it's certain real case of deafness. if you
Yeah,
do that.
and we've heard some horrible stories
Yeah.
of bison and other wildlife getting too close to those edges. But we wandered all those boardwalks and looked around and spent probably a couple hours
Yeah.
just in this area.
It's
alone.
worth it too.
Yeah,
I mean, it's worth
it
doing
was.
that.
And then made our way back up to Grand Prismatic Spring, which, wow, it's like the most gorgeous body of water. It's huge. It's like the biggest spring, I think, in the world, hot spring in the world. And then just these rainbow of colors surrounding it. But pro tip, we learned ahead of time to take this little short hike up the hill so that you can kind of escape some of the crowds and get a better viewing area for pictures.
Yeah, so there's two things there. So you can go and be really close to it, or you can take another hike and kind of get an overlook
And that's
view
what we
of it.
did.
And that's what we did. I don't know that we knew we were doing that, or maybe you
I
probably
did.
did. Okay,
I did.
of course you did.
Yeah.
But it was definitely the way to do it. Not exactly the best wheelchair accessible path.
Oh, yeah, we saw a girl.
Yeah, I mean, but it's really amazing. So just something to keep that in mind. Down below is pretty easy to get around
Yeah, it's a
that.
boardwalk system.
But you can really see it well from that overlook. So I would definitely recommend that.
Yeah. Yeah, I have here that it's the largest hot spring in the U.S. and the third largest in the world.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's really
I'm even more
magnificent.
impressed now after knowing that I saw that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I can bring that
Nice.
that value to you during our video. Okay, so pretty much wrapping up day one, we made our way back out of the park. I mean, like we said, it's a lot of driving. So we were staying in West Yellowstone, and we chose to stay there each night and just make our way in.
Yeah, it was a Holiday Inn, right? Isn't that what it was?
I think it was a Holiday Inn. Yeah.
West Yellowstone Holiday Inn.
We can
I think
link
was
that
the name
below.
of it. We'll put a link down
It was
there below.
nice.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, for what we were doing.
Wasn't cheap.
So-
I'll tell you that.
Well,
It
nothing
wasn't
is in
cheap.
that area. And I will say that West Yellowstone is very touristy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got tons of t-shirt shops lining the streets and, you know, ice cream and all the trinkets and stuff. But there's a lot of cute, authentic restaurants in there too.
Yeah.
That we ate at
We
each
ate.
night.
We ate pretty good. I mean, while we were there, probably some of the better food that we had while we were there.
All right, day two. So we got some good rest that night, and we're up as early as we could to head over to the southeastern section of the park. This is going to be down towards the Yellowstone Lake area and Hayden Valley, and then up by Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone.
Well, just a quick comment about the entrance. So we were typically going in around 8:30 or 9 o'clock probably.
Yeah.
But the earlier you can go in there, the better you're going to be.
For sure.
Even at that time, it wasn't terrible, you know, but we did have to wait, in line.
The longest we waited one of the days, I don't remember which day, but it was maybe 30 minutes, just
Yeah.
kind of inching up.
So you hear horror stories about that. I didn't think it was that bad, but I mean, the earlier you can go, the better.
Yeah. Okay, so we made our way over. and stopped at Gibbon's Falls. That was a really pretty area. It's about an 85-ish foot waterfall. It's really pretty. I'm glad we stopped there. We passed.
Yeah, and I didn't even know Yellowstone had all these waterfalls in it.
It's a ton of them.
I mean, that was a complete surprise to me.
Yeah, it's a ton of them. We really just made our way over to Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. There's a visitor center there and hotels. There's a mechanic body shop, gas station, a post office.
I know. I never thought I would see a gas station in a national park, but it is. It's like a little town in there.
You can get your bear spray there. There's a
bear
little
spray.
booth there.
You can get your RV worked on.
You
could.
do all
really
kinds
could.
of things.
Yeah.
Whatever you
like,
need.
wow.
They got it there. Yeah. So we found a place to park, and we were trying to get in as a few little hikes where we could here and there with the kids with us. And the weather was kind of iffy this day. It was kind of cool and kind of drizzling on and off. And so once we found a place to park, we wound up taking, I think, the North Rim Trail up to, I think it's Artist Point. Yeah. We made it to Artist Point. It was a really beautiful spot to take in the whole canyon itself and the waterfalls from that area. It was a little bit longer of a hike than I think our kids probably would have bargained for, but we lied. We didn't even tell them.
We lied to them to tell them how long it was because none of them knew.
And what they don't know doesn't hurt them.
Half a mile.
Like whatever, just follow us.
Yeah.
So, and they were glad when we got to the viewing point because it really was gorgeous.
Maybe we were glad. So they acted like they were glad.
So we spent some time there taking some pictures and looking around. And then the boys, when we came back to the parking lot, it had started raining a little bit, but the entrance to the hike of lower Brinks was right there off the parking lot. So the boys decided to hike down to see it.
Yeah, because you can get right up close to it, which was we thought was really cool. But here it's mid-June, right? Man, it was cold, and it was raining.
And it was raining,
And so they were like, we're good, we'll just go to the car. And we wanted to do it because we thought, well, we can do it really fast. And we did, but it was
a tough one, though.
It's
quite elevation.
A lot of elevation.
Yeah.
All the way down.
Y'all were huffing and puffing.
We were, but it was totally worth it though, just to get that close to it.
Yeah, there were some really cool pictures and videos you took. Then we were just back in the car heading down to Yellowstone Lake, and we went through Hayden Valley, trying to spot whatever wildlife we could. I think we saw more bison along the way there.
We were not, we did not have a good run with trying to see a lot of wildlife.
I don't know if it was the weather or just, I don't know. But
tons of bison. We saw a ton of that.
Our fair share of bison, we did. And pronghorn and elk and all kinds of things.
But we were hoping to see a lot of bears and all that. And by day 2, we did not. That had not happened yet.
Not yet. We made it down to the fishing bridge area, stopped there, walked along the little pathways that they have. And our son-in-law, he was itching to try to catch some. Yeah,
it's fishing bridge, but you can't fish.
Yeah,
so
they closed it.
That's nice
for fishing. But there's a nice campground there. We'd really like to get back to that area one day when we can take the RV back. And it seemed really nice. There's a general store there and a mechanic body shop, gas station area there. Pretty much all the different entrances where there's visitor centers and kind of, those, not checkpoints, but just those vicinities, they all were like little towns in itself.
Well, you got to remember Yellowstone's, the oldest park, right? And so they've had a long time to get prepared, and it's just so huge. Yeah. They have all this land to deal with or to manage, and have the opportunity for all that. So I think that's part of the big draw to it, because you can really go and, have all these facilities available to you, whereas some parks are not like that.
I mean, definitely the necessities are there that you need at any of the different areas of the park. I don't think you'll be stranded without anything. No.
And what's really cool is so the people that work there, like there's housing there in the park for them. And because I was talking to a couple ladies, she was from Florida. Did I tell you this? So she was from Florida.
I forgot about it, but yeah.
And she was checking out or whatever, and I just got to talking to her, or she was running the cash register, and she said, and she was retired, and like retired. like been retired a while. And she said, yeah, I just thought I would come to Yellowstone and be a seasonal worker. And
So
I've
she's
got,
seasonal.
my place is right over here. And she pointed to it and she was just loving life, man, living in Yellowstone, working. And
they're just like little duplex kind of apartments.
That's really cool.
That's what it looked like to me from the outside.
Would you do that?
Probably not. Depends on what kind of facility it was.
That's a big no.
Okay, day 3, last day, best day, right? That's what they say.
Okay. Who says that?
The kids say it.
Oh.
Okay. So we head over to Lamar Valley, and we get a pretty early start that day.
Yeah, it was
Earlier
like
than
8.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, for us.
Oh, Lord.
I know most people are like up at like 4 trying to be over there before sunrise, and I'm just like, 8's about as good as I can do. I mean, this is coming to the end of like a 6-7 day trip here. We were pretty tired.
It was, but
anyway, so we head over to Lamar Valley, and but not before we take that really pretty drive over Dunraven Pass that just sort of winds up some pretty high elevation there, and that was pretty to see. We stopped at the visitor center right before we got to Lamar Valley at the tower, the Roosevelt area, and Tower Falls is there. So that's literally like right behind the visitor center.
okay.
So we just like really walked from the parking lot and saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then took a right into Lamar Valley. Still looking for wildlife. We saw tons more bison. We saw one lone wolf.
Like a literal one.
From far off. Maybe.
Well, Mitch had his fancy binoculars, and so he was constantly scanning to find stuff.
Yeah.
But also, when you're driving and you see people pulled over,
Yes.
or just stopped, or they're kind of halfway pulled over.
Pay attention.
That's probably what they're doing is they've seen something, and instead of pulling completely off the road, they want to straddle the road and make it more difficult for everyone. So don't do that when you go.
Yeah, but that's also the morning that we stopped just by happenstance. It might have been near that Tower Falls visitor area. But, I mean, the pros are out there with their big, what are they called, spotting scopes or whatever.
If you see the folks out there with these scopes on their cameras, like from, that are 5 or 6 feet long, see what they're looking at because it's probably something cool.
Well, that's the one that she let us look through hers. And it was a goat that had babies literally on the cliff of the canyon wall there.
Yeah, and this lady and her husband, they lived in the area, and they're retired. They just come out and do that. They just park there on one of those pull-offs.
Yeah.
And just sit there and look for stuff.
Yeah.
But she was super sweet.
She was, and it was really nice of her to let us look through to see that, because you never would have seen it just with your bare eyes.
I don't know how she saw
from
it.
that far off. It looked like a little blip,
Yeah, that was really cool.
on the side of the canyon there. So yeah, but that was probably worth it because that's really all the wildlife we saw.
No, it's
we
not.
saw the wolf and we saw the bison, but then on our way back, we headed towards, the petrified tree, and it was pretty good mistake that we missed the turn to the tree, because that's when we saw a whole nother gathering of people on top of their cars, just everywhere, and we're like, it's got to be a bear.
Looking at a hill.
It's got to be a bear. So we stopped, pull into this little cutoff, and ask some folks what are they looking at, and that's another thing. Just ask people. They're
hey, what are you looking at?
Yeah, they're excited to tell you. And they're like, it's a grizzly bear with their 2 cubs.
2 cubs.
So
that was pretty cool.
We got out really quick.
We could see it. We couldn't really get any good pictures of it though.
Mitch thought we looked through his binoculars. I tried to put my phone's camera through the binoculars. It's fuzzy.
We have a GoPro, all right, and a phone.
iPhone.
That's it. That's all we got. We don't have the high-powered stuff.
No,
so
we're not all fancy yet.
No, we're not. No.
So, but we did get to see her. So
yeah, that was neat.
We don't have a lot of proof of it. We have some fuzzy proof of it, but it was cute to watch her and her 2 cubs playing along the logs there, running and jumping and stuff. So we did go see the petrified tree. I mean, you
can skip that. That's not that big of a deal.
It's a tree that's
petrified.
And it's really just a driveway, and you park and see it, and then you turn around and come back. So that's what that is. And then it was a pretty long drive over towards the Mammoth hot springs area.
Yeah.
It's a pretty drive, but there wasn't a whole lot there that we could stop and see. There's probably some hikes through there and some wildlife viewing, but we couldn't really see anything from the car. So we just enjoyed the ride. And then once we got over to the hot springs area, it was around lunchtime. So we ate at the Terrace Grill, I think it's called. Really cute place next to the Mammoth Springs Hotel. And we grabbed a burger and a drink, and then we went over and looked at those gorgeous travertine terraces. The hot springs. They're
very cool.
Really cool.
Very worth the drive to see that.
Yeah. The colors and the formations, they're just like nothing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Just like copper, patinaed type looks. It's just like...
Oh, wow. Look at you. Really with some artsy
Whoa.
words there. I don't know what any of that meant.
Where did that word come from?
I'm just telling you they were cool. You should go see it.
I know. It was really pretty though. And then we had to, while we're up in that northern section, make it to the northern entrance to the iconic Roosevelt Arch.
Yeah. That was really neat though.
Yeah.
That was worth doing.
Yeah, it's not a long drive.
No, it's kind of sleepy up there, but it's the original entrance of Yellowstone. And there's the big arch that you see there. And
really pretty.
I thought it was really neat.
Garner is the town right there across the railroad tracks. And we spent, I don't know, half an hour just kind of walking in a few little shops there. There were elk hanging out literally right there in the center of
chilling,
their park area, like just laying in the grass.
Like
while people were having picnics around them.
Yeah, like that's their park. And I mean, I'm looking at those people down there and I'm like,
yeah.
There's elk right there.
They're just like, they're here all the time. They're our friends. So that was fun. I'm glad we got to go up there to see that arch because that was really cool. Then we headed back south towards the North Geyser Basin where we could see the big steamboat geyser and all the things that we had heard of, but not before we stopped just quickly at a couple of kind of places, cliff places. Sheep Eater Cliff was one of them, and I think Obsidian Cliff was the other. They're just all have their own unique
Yeah, I mean, worth going. I mean, it'll take just a minute and you never know, what you might see when you do that.
And you're in the car so long, it's nice to stop every once in a while and just
stretch your legs.
Look around, But then we made it back to the North Geyser Basin area, and the parking lot was pretty cleared out by this late in the afternoon.
Yeah, it was later in the afternoon. Yeah. So worth it. Such a cool thing with the boardwalk and just walking all through there, and they have plates, or little wooden planks with the names of the geysers, or most of them do.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of good pictures in there, and it's just, I don't know, I just find it amazing that you got some geysers that are just kind of bubbling just a little bit, and then you have some that are just going crazy. And then if you ever stop and think that, you're sitting on a big volcano, you're walking around and this whole thing could blow any second now. And they make a point to tell you that too.
And that whole area there, really, that's where that...
Yeah, very active.
Yeah, the big volcano is under you. And you can't think too hard about it because you want to run. And I think I've had my fill of stinky, smelly eggs.
Yeah, there were a lot of stinky
sulfur smell,
stinky things, and so
it
really bothers some people, and you can tell that it does. I don't think it bothers me as much, and it didn't bother you all the time.
No,
but you could tell it really bothers some people.
Some people could not stand it, but that was it. We I think we covered all the highlights. I mean, Yellowstone is so huge. We had 3 days. I'd love to spend more time there, but I think we did a pretty good job at covering all the highlights, and I think it'll be a trip that our kids will remember forever. So it was well worth it. And
it was great to pack it in with Grand Teton National Park as well. We did talk to some people that were doing Grand Teton, Yellowstone, and then going to Glacier. And then the really cool kids were doing all three and then going to Banff up in Canada. And so that would be really neat to do that as well.
I can't wait to see Glacier and Banff.
Yeah,
those are on our short list for sure.
Yeah, those are coming up hopefully sooner than later.
Yeah. So if you enjoy this kind of content, we hope you'll stick around. Consider subscribing to our channel and click below for any links of hotels and just maybe my itinerary of how we covered things and in what order. I'll try to list that below too. But until next time, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Good.